Severe turbulence hit Singapore Airlines. Next. Hey guys, and welcome back to Fish and Chips. I'm Randy, your host, and my boy Brian over here, my co-host.
What it do?
So today we just want to first just thank you all for tuning in. We'll ask you to go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Let everybody know that we're on right now. And, I'm just going to jump right into this. I think a lot of us have heard about the Singapore Airlines flight SQ321 and the turbulence that happened a couple of days ago.
Man, I don't like turbulence.
And, I could only think about, I don't know. I just flew last year from Dallas, Fort Worth to Thailand, and I don't remember too much turbulence,
but thank the Lord on that one.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be okay.
But any little bit of turbulence, I don't care if the plane barely moves. I get a little nervous and I start praying.
I think we all do, man.
Because I just do not like turbulence.
I don't think anybody likes turbulence.
Yeah. Oh, hell no. But I know that's a part of the flight. I know this. And, something else I heard a pilot say that they can see the weather conditions on their radar, but they cannot see turbulence. So they don't know when it's going to hit or not. It's not something that you can rarely see. Yeah. And I remember him saying something about it's like warm air, cold air under the bottom of the plane or whatever.
Climate change. It's like, let me put it this way, right? Can you see air? You can't see no wind. You don't know where it's coming. You know what I'm saying?
But my thing is just so crazy, and just this type of severe turbulence that happened on this airplane. Let me just go ahead and get what they're saying. It says one passenger died of a suspected heart attack, and many others were injured after a Singapore Airlines flight from London to Singapore hit severe turbulence on May 21st, forcing the Boeing 777 jet to divert to Bangkok. The sudden turbulence occurred over the Irrawaddy Basin in Myanmar about 10 hours into the flight, the airline said. The pilot declared a medical emergency and diverted the aircraft to Bangkok. So, aircraft tracking provider Flight Radar 24 said at about 07:49 GMT, the flight encountered a rapid change in vertical rate consistent with a sudden turbulent event based on flight tracking data. There were thunderstorms, some severe in the area at that time, it said. So this is something serious. Again, one
Better
person
make sure
died.
You put your seatbelts on.
Yeah, but one person died and over 100 that were injured.
Yeah.
And guys, this plane dropped, like 7,000 feet?
Yeah. Okay, well, now the one that, it dropped like 7,000 feet, like rapidly, right? So it's kind of think of a roller coaster, right? Going like, But anyways, as far as you said one person died, and
had a heart attack. One man had a heart attack.
Now, one thing I've heard is as he was like an elderly person that had a heart attack. Now, everybody else, that wasn't wearing their seatbelts, probably, you know what I'm saying, probably were the one that injured and slammed into the, the top of the ceiling.
I know they said the ones that didn't have their seatbelts on, they actually went up in the air, hit the top of the aircraft and fell back down. Yeah. And I saw pictures of it. It just looked crazy in there. I mean, food everywhere. Everything in disarray.
That's why you're supposed to buckle up.
Well, whether buckle up or not, the fact that a plane is descending, so many thousands of feet, I don't know how I would have felt.
Well, it's just the fact, just like, like in this case, I mean, it just happened out of, the reason why you want to keep your seatbelt at all times, it's just the fact that turbulence can happen at any moment, any time. Nobody can really, detect it. Yeah, they got like some radars that in their planes and all that stuff to precipitate like the big storms, I'm assuming, you know what I'm saying? But like, because what like I guess like one pilot was saying, even you can still have turbulence even when it's like, a clear day, sunny skies and no storms in the weather, and what I'm saying, you can still hit some turbulence on
But now what concerns me though is when the airplane pilots say stuff like, okay, there's clear skies, we're in the middle of the flight, now you can go ahead and take off your seatbelts. Now, if they cannot see turbulence, then maybe we need to keep our seatbelts on at all times, unless
that's what I'm saying.
we're about to go to the restroom, because this happened suddenly.
Yeah, it happened suddenly.
A suddenly drop of over 7,000 feet from the air. I just can't imagine. I mean, I'm planning on another international trip that's coming soon. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm just going to keep my seatbelt on regardless, since the pilot cannot see turbulence. I thought that on the radar they can see turbulence coming or something like that. But for what I've heard, they only see the weather, if it's raining or this type thing, but not turbulence.
And you would think with the technology that we have nowadays, you feel like you can detect anything, but it's just, I guess it's just hard to predict, like turbulence, it's just one of those that, but again, those planes can, just to make this sound even, smoothly and okay, it's like turbulence can go through. I mean, a plane can go through turbulence.
I know they're built for turbulence, but at the point when you got hardcore turbulence going on, your first mind is thinking there's a mechanical problem. Is there something going, or we're about to go down and die? Especially if this plane is dropping in altitude and it's bouncing back and forth. Your first mindset is, oh God, let me pray, let me get my life right, because this plane is going down. My heart goes out to those passengers and what they endured, and even the injuries, because they went through this thing. And I'm sorry, I wish it was a roller coaster ride, but it wasn't. You were falling 30,000 some feet in the air,
7,000
descending. So
but still, that's a big drop. I
mean, I don't know. I would probably still be in the hospital right now for shock. I just can't imagine.
And then too, I guess people need to realize, when you in the seating area, there's not a much room as far as like from your head to like the ceiling when you're seating. You know what I'm saying? It might be like maybe like 3 feet from here. So yeah, I mean, if you taking a massive drop like that, like your body going whoop, you know what I'm saying? Go up in the air and and hit the ceilings, and like there were some pictures and videos that I've seen like that the people that were actually in there, like some of the ceiling of the plane was kind of broken because some people like body slammed into it, you know what I'm saying, when they went up, and they definitely got a lot of injuries. And
I looked up what is turbulence. It says turbulence occurs when a plane hits air currents, causing it to roll, to pitch, or drop suddenly. It is said to be becoming more common due to climate change. Pilots have told the BBC severe turbulence events of this kind are extremely rare, and describe what they do and how they react when they hit. So again, when a plane turbulence occurs when a plane hits air currents, causing it to roll, pitch, or drop suddenly. So it's just a part of climate change. Even though they're saying it's very rare,
it's definitely.
But will this be happening more? And how can we brace ourselves, for this? Because this is severe. What's happening in the air now is very severe. And the fact that the pilots cannot see turbulence is something that just happens.
Yeah, it's weird because like the one pilot was saying like turbulence is like kind of because of the warm weather. It's like a wind that just shoots up like that, you know what I'm saying? And you can't see that, you can't detect that, you know what I'm saying? And then for that's what makes,
since they cannot see it though, shouldn't they just tell people throughout the whole flight, just keep your seatbelts on unless you have to go use the restroom, and when you come back, buckle back up, because we cannot see turbulence. Instead of telling people once they're a certain distance in the air, they say, okay, you can take off your seatbelt. Maybe they need to stop that. Because this is involving people's lives. Turbulence is something they cannot see. They don't know when it's going to happen, because it can happen in clear skies. It can happen in cloudy skies.
Yeah, and also we don't know if they do have. I'm pretty sure they do have something in their the airplane as far as controllers, as far as being able to detect something.
No, they cannot detect turbulence though. They cannot detect turbulence.
Then you would think, like in the technology that we have now, like you need to update that.
My thing is, I don't want to think. What I'm saying right now, people that are flying, especially long distances, just tell us, keep your seatbelt on at all times. Don't unbuckle when you think it's safe or we've reached that certain height. But go ahead and take them off.
You know what I'm saying? No, to me, just for my safety, I don't care about anybody else's safety. I keep my seatbelt on because I know that anything can happen at any moment, any given time. But again, everybody chooses to do what they want to do,
but
right?
my thing is like last year, going to Thailand, when they said, okay, it's a long flight, so when they said you can unbuckle them, I unbuckled.
Yeah.
But you could be rest assured from this point on, I'm not unbuckling ever, because you don't know when turbulence or severe turbulence may happen.
And then it's funny because even like the pilots will even give you a warning, like, it's in a sense of like, hey guys, we're about to experience a little bit of turbulence, make sure you put your seatbelt. And then you still got some people like rushing to go to the restroom or go and get something from the, the shelves and where the suitcase is up there and all that stuff and do other things. And I mean, sometimes people just don't take it serious until something like this happens.
But the thing about it though, when the airplane pilots say, hey guys, we're about to start having a little turbulence, they're only saying that because air traffic control told them, like right in that area, that's where another plane maybe had experienced it or went through that same area right there and they experienced some. You know what I mean? So my thing is, I think for everybody's safety that is flying, we must keep our seatbelts on, even when the pilot says it's okay to take them off. No, because you don't know when turbulence is going to hit. So, I would tell anybody, my loved ones, if you're flying, just keep your seatbelt on, because there is a such thing as climate change. There is a lot happening in the atmosphere now. So I would feel safer just keeping my seatbelt on. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, if you're flying, I mean, are you going to keep your seatbelt on, or are you going to listen to the captain and say, okay, it's okay, clear skies, you can take your seatbelt off? With all this data and what is happening now, and because of climate change, it seemed like you would want to keep your seatbelt on. But I want to hear what y'all think. Should there be a, something where we must keep our seatbelts on unless you have to use the restroom or whatever, or just go on what the captain is saying and hey, clear skies, and then all of a sudden you hit turbulence and something severe can happen. So I don't know. I just want to hear what y'all thoughts about this.
You know what I'm saying? To each their own. As far
but I'm saying there are people already that are afraid to fly. But when they start hearing all this stuff about turbulence.
But see, one thing people got to realize, there's a lot of planes leaving every day at an airport. Every day. And you really don't hear cases like this. You hear more cases as far as accidents of cars every day than you actually hear from a plane. The thing is, at the end of the day, yes, they went through the turbulence and they experienced some, a little technical difficulties, but they still made it back. They landed in Thailand, and
this is my
and they kept
thing.
moving.
I'd rather have turbulence on the ground while I'm driving, hitting bumps with my seatbelt on. I can control that. I'm on the ground. Okay, but when somebody else is controlling the plane and I'm 30,000 feet up in the air, that's a whole different ball game. I'm going to keep my seatbelt on. It's just, even though, flying is safe, but it's the fact when something dramatic like this happen, you know what I mean? I think it just causes a major fear, because you are in the air, 30 to 40,000 feet in the air, and your plane is bouncing up and down while you're up in the air. So I just can't imagine. My hearts go out to all the people on that flight, those that got hurt, their families, and the man that lost his life. I'm just praying for all of them. But I just do believe there need to be something that's in place, or they need to let people know to keep your seatbelts on at all times when you're flying. Again, guys, let us know what you're thinking, what you think about this thing. Is it something the airlines could do to make us feel safer? We want to read your comments, so don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and let your friends know about it. All right, guys, we definitely want to hear from you. So keep in touch. Until next time, what is this? Oh, this is Fish and Chew.